This is a monument to the poet Robbie Burns, Scotland's national poet. They love him so much that each year they celebrate his birthday with Burns Night. And on that night, they eat haggis. The piper pipes the haggis into the room, then they recite the poem that Robbie Burns wrote to the haggis, then they toast the haggis with some whiskey, and then they eat it. So what's so special about haggis? Let's find out. Scotland's most famous dish goes back thousands of years. Back then, when they slaughtered a sheep, no part of the animal was wasted. The innards, the liver, the heart and the lungs, known as the pluck, would be chopped and mixed with cereals, herbs and spices and cooked in a ready-made container, the stomach lining. Hey presto, the first haggis, getting its name from the Old English word to chop. An oldie-worldy portable food, the haggis's distinctive ingredients and spicy flavour have made it world famous. Butcher Stuart Digand made his first haggis when he was just 15 years old. I can't wait to meet him and his right-hand man Alex Ruddock to try some. Hello there.
Hello, Ed. Nice to see you. I'm Stuart. Nice to meet you.
Alex.
Hi, I'm Alex. Pleased to meet you.
How do you do? I've come to talk about haggis. As soon as I get here, I can see them. What a fantastic-looking set of haggai.
Good.
Are they haggai in plural?
Yes, that's what we do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've never seen that big. I've only ever seen these ones before.
Well, these are what we call for piping.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody's having a haggis supper or something.
Yeah.
A lot of people still have haggis suppers.
Yeah. And how long have you been making them?
50-odd years.
50 years?
I'm afraid so,
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think you're going to have to show me how you do it.
No problem.
Yeah?
Pleasure.
All right. The haggis is basically what? It's basically the kind of, what we call the pluck of the sheep, isn't it?
This is what we call a sheep's pluck here in its raw state. The liver, the heart, the lung. This is the finished product here. This is what actually gets into the haggis. It goes through the mincer, which is nothing but pure goodness.
So you cook it before you put it in the haggis?
We do.
That's bizarre.
But we cook it afterwards as well.
Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
You know, twice the work.
Yeah.
It's just the way we do it.
Okay.
And from there, once it's minced, this is the product here, minced. So if you put your hands through that, you can feel it.
Yeah.
That's the buff.
So that's the minced pluck?
This is the seasoning. This is actually made up to our own recipe.
Yeah.
There's different seasonings in there.
So this is
oatmeal.
This is oatmeal, basically,
Yeah.
and then
I
can smell a lot of pepper.
Black pepper.
Yeah.
Is one of the popular ones.
And how long did
pepper.
it take you to kind of come up with your signature kind of...
To be honest, it must have taken about 20 years.
Really?
In all the different places that I worked.
Yeah.
You know, you take a bit from everywhere and you put it all together. The west of Scotland's inclined to be spicy. They like a spice, so...
Yeah. Where were they getting the spice from when they started making haggis? You always think of spices coming from Jamaica. Yeah. So it must have been coming into Glasgow, I suppose, wouldn't it? So this is basically a big mincer.
Mincer mixer.
Mincer mixer.
Yeah.
Minced pluck goes in first, followed by oatmeal and seasoning. Next, some beef suet. Its high fat content makes for a filling and tasty haggis. And finally, some onions. While every haggis contains a variety of spices and herbs, Stuart tells me there's one defining ingredient: sheep's lung. Without that, it isn't a true haggis. OK.
We'll add some stock now.
What kind of stock is that?
It's from the cooking from the sheep blocks.
So it's sheep stock. A final mix, and it's time to get stuck in. This white coat isn't just for show, you know. What are we going to fill? What's the casing of a haggis?
This is the casing here.
Which is intestine.
Is the small intestine.
Oh, actually, that's got a bag on one end. But that is an obviously good casing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a good casing, but will I be any good at filling it? No.
Take your knee, that's it. It's not just as easy as it looks.
I'll take them away.
Look at that beautiful See, that's the way we like them in my family. You have these perfect round ones in Scotland. In England, we like them like this.
No, it's just your first time, you know.
Why is it
More
particularly
hygienic as well.
associated with Robbie Burns, the haggis?
Because he actually addressed it. He wrote the poem, so it's now...
extolling its fantastic
Yeah,
virtues.
it's synonymous with him now. With it.
It's the centrepiece of Burns
yeah.
Night, isn't it?
It's a centrepiece, yes, but it's eaten every week in Scotland.
Yeah.
It's in dishes all over Scotland all the time. Very popular.
Yeah.
Each haggis is tied off at both ends with string, just as it's been done for hundreds of years. Well, that looks simple enough.
Well, let's have a go.
Just watch a very sharp knife.
You're going to start at the back
Start at
end.
the closed end.
Yeah. So the first knot doesn't really matter because you're going to tighten it up
You're
from
going
the
to
other.
tighten up the second.
The first knot actually is just pull it as you're doing it.
Yeah. That's not bad, is it?
That is actually very good. You've also got a good pair of hands on you.
Yeah. If only I'd known earlier that I am an expert haggis maker.
Once
My
these
life would have been so different.
Once these are cooked, we cut them.
How do we cook them?
Put it in boiling water, but simmer it for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's a natural casing that can burst, we advise people to wrap it in tin foil first.
Once the haggis is cooked, it's ready for the knife. But before any cutting is done, I must keep the tradition of reciting the poem Robert Burns wrote to the haggis in 1786.
Then I'm going to address the haggis. So this is verse 3. His knife, see rustic labour dicht, and cut you up with steady slicht, trenching your gushing entrails bricht, like ony ditch. And then, oh, what a glorious sight, warm, reeking and rich.
Well done.
Aye, thank you very much.
Well done.
He's a great writer, Robbie Burns. It's made for shouting out loud, isn't
Absolutely.
it?
Absolutely.
You know.
Aye.
But even more important than that, how does it taste?
There we go, there's a fork.
Go on, Ag. Oh. Tastes absolutely gorgeous. It's really spicy. It's like nothing else. That's what I love about haggis. Well, I hope we make them for another 50 years.
Well, thank you very much.
Fantastic.
I enjoyed your company.
Thank you very much.
What a pleasure it was.
Cheers, Alex.
Nice meeting you.
Ah, chieftain of the pudding race. Up here. There we are. And say haggis.
Haggis.
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.